Welcome back to the channel and to the first live stream in about 6 months. This one is going to have quite a bit in it. There's a lot to go over and it's been a while, and I'll explain why it's been a while since I've done a live stream, but thank you for joining if you're here live, and I hope you're all doing well. So in order to structure things as well as possible, because I know a lot of people want to watch this stream afterwards because I'll leave it online as I often do, I'll try and go over some of the announcements that I have, just the big updates that I have to go over in this stream. And then if you are watching this post stream, I will have come back and put little chapter markers in case you want to just skip to the section that you're interested in case you're not interested in the general chat that we'll be doing later. So yeah, check back later. I will have put up those chapter markers in case you want to skip ahead. You may have noticed I'm not in my usual live stream setup or have all my equipment, so things may be a little bit messy. The audio may not be the same. This microphone is actually pretty good though, so let me know if the audio is good. And yeah, excuse me if there's a bit of a downgrade with the technical aspect because I don't have both my screens and it's a little bit just off the cuff today. But anyway, let's get into the first announcements that I wanted to make in this stream. But anyone who's in the chat, just let me know that you're here, where you're watching from maybe, because I want to make sure that's working and I can get the chat up on the screen as well. Oh, here we go. Cool. Mr. Chigaiva. All right, cool. Audio's great. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I'm using a different mic. I have two. So this one is it's actually a cheaper microphone than my Rode pod mic, and it sounds crispy, especially if you kind of speak next to it. It's a Fifine AliExpress job. It's really good. But yeah, cool. Audio's good. Love to hear it. Before we get into the Q&A and general chat, the first thing I wanted to announce in this stream is that I'll be doing two street photography workshops here in Melbourne for one of them, and then one over in Sydney. So I'm doing a trip to Sydney. They're both in March. So the details are all going to be on the website. I have not added that to the description as of yet because I was going to add it last minute, but then I thought I would do the announcement and then I'll add it post stream. But if you are here on the stream, you just go to pushingfilm.com and you can check that out. So if you are a street photographer and maybe you've attended some of my meetups in the past through Pushing Film, and I've had a lot of people ask, hey, are you thinking of doing any street photography workshops in the future? Going back a few years now I am. Cool. So I used to run film photography workshops a few years ago at the camera store I worked at. I've collaborated on street photography workshops with others like Rob and Chimko. And it was about time I did my own. So yeah, it's finally here. If you're interested, all the details are there. So if you're watching this post stream, I will have added it to the description. If you're here live and I haven't put that in yet, it's pushingfilm.com. I will bring that up on the screen now so we can have a look. All right, so you just go to the pushingfilm.com website, and there'll be a different page for Melbourne and one for Sydney. So Melbourne is from the 8th of March to the 9th of March. It's the Moomba Festival weekend. So that'll be a great opportunity to go out and get some, street shots like these. This is from Moomba a couple of years ago. I'm doing 5 spots max for this one. It's my first one, and I want to make sure I have a small group so I can give proper attention to anyone who attends. And yeah, it'll be a full-on weekend. It'll be, just talking about street, going over some of the moral dilemmas and the ethics and what street photography means to me and the importance of being present on the street, which is a big thing, I think, and why I enjoy shooting street, because then even if I don't get any shots, you're out there, you're observing the world, and you learn to see in the way I look at things. So yeah, there'll be a Sydney page as well if you're interested in that. How's everyone doing, by the way? And is there anyone who's new to the live streams? Let me know. And I'm really missing having an extra screen because I have to change windows to find my chats. Oh, we got someone from Madison. Is that Wisconsin? I don't know the USA all that well, but I think so. Montreal, welcome. Hey, thanks for joining from Brisbane. Asela's here. You're hiding in the wardrobe. So you're here? Are you in there, man? Get out of the wardrobe. Heather T, thanks for joining. You're developing film. It's not dark enough in there, I don't think. Oh, you're a first time viewer. Awesome. Thanks for joining, man. Sweet. Hey, dude. Good to have you on again. Yeah, it's been a while, but wait till later. We'll talk about just general life stuff soon. What do I want to go over next? I've got my notes here on a separate little laptop. So, street photography workshops. First thing. Next thing, if you guys have been on the streams for a while, you know I've spoken about doing merch, and it's one of those things people ask about, like, hey, you going to do any merch? And I've always said, yeah, I'll get around to it. Just been a little bit complacent and lazy. And yeah, now we have merch, basically. And I recently, over the last, I don't know, Asela, you're here in the chat, collaborated with my friend Asela, who is a great comic artist, to come up with some better designs than what I had initially come up with. Even though the one I did with the two Pentax 6.7s, if anyone's seen me wear that shirt in a previous stream, it's pretty funny, but Asela is a much better artist than I am. So, pushing film merch. There is a little video that we have, so that Asela and I shot together, that he edited, that I couldn't get to work in time to put up on this stream, but we'll be posting that on Instagram soon, on the Pushing Film Instagram, in collaboration with his Instagram page. But that's also something I'll be adding to the description. Sorry again, I had some technical issues and trying to get everything working again, but basically Pushing Film merch is up. The link for this should be in the description, but yeah, there's two really cool designs that Asela's come up with, and if you have any questions for him, he's here in the chat. Drop it in there so you can ask. But basically, this one we're calling Robot Camera Guy, and there's this spider camera with the little film rolls as the flies. Yeah, and we're gonna hopefully, come up with more. I'm not coming up with more, he is, but I'm just slapping them on the Spreadshop merchandise. So yeah, I've actually just added a new section to the store as well, which is the premium t-shirts and the premium hoodies, where it's going to be just the small design on the front. Let me know what you guys think. And then on the back of the shirt, it'll be the larger, more colorful main version of the artwork. And we'll keep iterating on things and changing it up. But anyone watching, this is based through Spreadshop, which is based in the US. So you guys would get faster shipping, or maybe even cheaper shipping. But it is also available outside of the US. So there's a .au version, and there's probably some other shipping options out there. But yeah, that's really exciting. We've been talking about doing this for a while. We did a video chat like a year ago, and we've come up, with all these ideas to eventually do a line of merch where maybe I'm not hosting it through a third-party print-on-demand service, which is the best and easiest way now. This guarantees that you guys will get things properly organized and shipped and tracked and all done through them. They take most of the profit, but whatever is left, that'll be going back to Asela, going back to coming up with more stuff in the future and new designs. So it's just a way to support the channel, to support Asela's artwork, excuse me. And just something cool and fun that is film photography themed, because I don't know about you guys, but I love this design, especially the robot one. And there's a bit of a story behind it, but maybe Asela can tell you one day. Or I wanted him to actually join on video chat, but we couldn't work that out. All right, Adelaide. Hey, Fred, thanks for joining. Hugh, good question. Any more of the Developing Tank podcast with Alex and Coops? Man, I told Cooper, and I don't know. I want to do it. We don't really have a good excuse. It's just really, we just kind of went by the wayside, and we tried to do it 2 weeks after the last one. We had to drop out for whatever reason. I think Cooper had something, and then, he's a dad, and they're both dads. I'm not, but, I understand. So we just fell off the wagon, and I would love to get it back. So thanks for the reminder. Yeah, camera straps. Maybe one day down the line, that'll be cool. I would like to host this stuff locally, because as you guys may know, I started the online store where I'm starting to stock items like the Optic Old School Film Killer, and I might be drop shipping some other things, but I've had to put that on hiatus for the same reasons that I haven't done a live stream in a while. But yeah, I'm open to all kinds of ideas. Looks sick. Yeah, thank you. So anyone who decides to support through buying any of this merch, there's a whole variety of different options that we've put up there, like t-shirts, mugs, all that kind of stuff. But if you see something you like and you do buy it, we appreciate it. And Asela, I'm sure, appreciates it. And we'll come up with some cool new artwork. If you have suggestions for things, let us know as well. Cool. All right. I won't be able to play that video. I wish, actually. Yeah, I don't want to try and figure it out while I'm on stream right now, so I'll just wait for the Instagram post that will come up later today. It's just a cool little promo video. So, I'll just bring up a couple of other things while I try and remember what my next point was. But yeah, on the site, you can kind of see all the different things we've put it on. And there is still the old merch available that I mentioned earlier, the one you may have seen, like the gym stuff. This is my silly idea inspired by the gold gym the caricatures that they put on the old gym shirts and singlets. It's the guy holding two 6.7s, basically. I don't know if anyone else finds it as amusing as I do, but that's still available as well. Yeah, but check out Asela's designs. They're a lot better. Cool. All right. Speaking of the Pushing Film store, things have been a little bit in arrested development here. And you may be wondering why. I'm still stocking and selling the Film Killer to Australian orders, Australian customers. But I haven't had any new items come up. I didn't actually plan to have any new items for a little while. Sorry if the audio is peaking, by the way. Maybe I'll turn that down a bit. But yeah, that'll be explained a little bit more. It's basically I don't have space at the moment. I'm not in my normal space. But yeah, I think that's the main big thing. So I'll just catch up on the chat. When can we buy the Pushing Film Speedos? Summer is nearly over here. Well, man, you'll have to design something for Speedos. But I'm not modeling them, that's for sure. Design some Speedos with a budgie holding a camera. Nice. For anyone outside of Australia, do you know what budgie smugglers are? Cool. So those are the main announcements. Again, sorry about the lack of organization. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. And if you are watching this post-stream, I appreciate your patience with me. Now, general life updates. Some of you may have seen the vlog I did from Perth. Has anyone seen it who's here on the live stream? Let me know if you've seen it. Move some of my windows around. But yeah, in that vlog, which was posted earlier this year. Sorry, the chat's still there. I'll move that a bit. Yeah, sorry that the chat's a little bit cut off. You have? Cool. Someone's seen it. Yeah, in that vlog, you would have seen me go over a little bit of a life update, but I know not everyone watches all the vlogs, all the videos. Basically, I went through a breakup back in October last year. Big life event, I know, and I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. It's just, it is what it is. And I'm the kind of person who, although I like to keep private life private, I understand that me being online through this channel, there is a necessity to share, the basic things, the big things, the important things. And it was a rough time. Obviously, it was a long relationship, 7.5 years. A lot of you guys might be familiar with Sarah through her appearance on the videos in the past. And a lot of people would be surprised, being like, oh my God, didn't see that coming. But that's the nature of relationships. What you see on the outside through social media isn't always representative of the reality behind closed doors. Relationships are complex, and it was just, kind of a long time coming, and it was a mutual thing. It was on good terms, and it was difficult. So that happened yeah, like over the middle of last year into late last year, it was kind of a difficult time because there were a lot of implications, as you can imagine, when you've been with someone for almost 8 years. And long story short, I had to move out and find a new place within a couple of months. And I haven't found a new permanent place yet, and I'm living in a temporary place at the moment. So I'm lucky enough to have friends who are very supportive and let me rent a room from them. But that just means that I'm at a reduced capacity with YouTube, basically, and especially technical things like live streams. I had to scramble to get a lot of things into storage, and that includes a lot of my photography equipment. And yeah, I could have done live streams. I could have actually pushed myself, but it was just a lot to handle. And being in that mindset, I don't know if I was really ready to keep up to date with that kind of appearance that I was doing almost every week or two. But yeah, that's my excuse, I guess. You know, I haven't done live streams since July, and it's been a tricky time. And you know, things are good now. Things are on the up, and I'm really still trying to do what I can with the channel, with my personal photography work, with my client work. And I'm still enjoying what I have here with you guys, with Pushing Film, and even my personal channel. So that's why I've even had some people ask, hey man, when's the next live stream going to be? And it's like, yeah, I've got it going now, and it's working. I'd love to try and keep it consistent, but again, I'm not going to promise anything because I know it's just no point trying to promise a weekly stream or anything like that. But either way, I appreciate you coming on or just watching this afterwards if you just wanted the update and just to join for a chat. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. But with that in mind, there may be hiccups and hurdles with things like these streams. So just keep that in mind. Even with the video output, it hasn't been as much as I would like. You may have noticed, but I guess it's just that the videos I've been putting out, they don't necessarily involve as much work, and I haven't had the capacity to do as frequent drops like weekly, the big ones, you know, the fewer and further between. But I think it's still been all right, and I'm excited for what's yet to come. And that's probably what I want to talk about next. And feel free to ask any questions as I talk about some of these upcoming ideas and projects and directions for the channel over 2025. So it was a bumpy start, but it's a start nonetheless. The next thing's coming up. You would have seen, if you were following on Instagram especially, that I've been doing some stuff on Flash recently because I've just been in a Flash mood, Flash with film, something I've always enjoyed experimenting with here and there. But what's been interesting is that there's been lots of new Flash units coming out for film cameras, and you may have seen that I did the Kex KF01 review, one of my last major videos on the channel, which was reviewing their little flash that they launched late last year. So before that, I was already noticing there were little units like the Reflex Lab, Simple Flash, some other ones had been coming out, and I think it's an exciting thing that these flash manufacturers, ever since the Godox Lux Junior and Senior, have been making stuff with film photographers in mind. I think it's a really exciting thing, and over this last few weeks or months, we've had announcements like Lucky Film 200 and Light Lens Lab and heaps of cool stuff, which just, to me, tells me that there is value in the film photographer community, and for companies like that to justify making products is a really cool thing. So anyway, I've been playing with more flash units because I tried the KF01, I got in the mood of shooting that, and I was doing some night work at the time of New Year's. And then I had the Godox reps, or one of their, you know, like marketing companies, reach out to me to send me the IM30 flash and the little IM20. And there was the Ulanzi, like a little USB-C rechargeable flash as well. So I thought, you know, I can't do a full review on all these little units, but because there's been quite a few compact film camera thyristor type flashes coming out, I'll just do a little comparison video. Maybe I'll do it as a live stream if you guys are interested. Let me know. So yeah, not only that, but I've been also in the mood of shooting flash on the street because of all that, and I ended up getting myself a Pentax FTZ 500 for my Pentax 645N to use with that camera, because I also have a video coming out about shooting medium format street photography on film. So yeah, something I've been wanting to do for years. I've kind of done it a lot already over the years, but I haven't done a video yet. So I've started shooting content as far back as last year, and yeah, now with this flash and having a wide angle lens, I didn't initially have that. I got a 45mm lens for my Pentax 645. I'm going to use that. And I might even use the Pentax 6.7 on the street. I've kind of done that too, but that's even harder. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support. Yeah, so that's coming. Another video that's coming up soon is a vlog. So the last vlog was the one in Perth, and I had good feedback on that. Even though those kind of videos don't generally get as many views, I really enjoy making them. It does allow me to show a little bit more of that personal aspect of things. And I have another one coming up where I went to an American car show where it was like classic American cars, and just went there and shot some film basically. And I had enough content to put together a vlog. And I shot Pentax 645N, I shot the Nikon F2, I shot the Leica MA. I took 3 cameras, yeah. And 3 different film stocks at least. So I'm going to develop some of the film from that and edit together a little vlog because it was so much fun. I wasn't even expecting to go to it initially. It was a long story. I had to buy a new car a couple of weeks ago, and the guy I was buying the car from is a car fanatic, and he has like a Mustang and some really cool old stuff. And he's like, hey man, there's a car show if you're into the stuff, because we were chatting about V8s and all kind of stuff. So I went to it, even though I was super tired, and it was a great time. You might have seen me post some stories about it. And I think I got some really good shots. I've already seen some of the ones I took on black and white, but there's some color to come. Some Harman Phoenix, some Kodak Gold. And yeah, it'll be just a fun little video of shooting film. The next one will probably be either one of a couple of videos. I've got the the street photography workshop coming up in Sydney on the weekend of the 15th and 16th of March. But I'm also going to try and do a pushing film meetup. So if anyone here is from Sydney or is going to be in Sydney during that weekend, pushing film meetup, yet to be initially officially announced. But that's going to happen, and I'm going to try and do it in the same style that I've done the last couple of Melbourne meetups, where it's going to be sponsored, get some giveaways, some free film, hopefully, and cover it with a vlog as well. So we have a video, because I've been really enjoying that community aspect over if you guys have noticed, the second half of last year, especially being able to have Asela on board to do the video, and having Ilford, for example, come and sponsor. It's heaps of fun, and it's a great way to get people to get out there and meet each other, get out from behind Instagram and shoot some film together, just chat, get to know people. So yeah, it's coming to Sydney. So there'll be a vlog on that, hopefully. I have a videographer over there already keen on doing it. And that'll probably come out late March, because the meetup's in mid-March, time to edit, maybe even early April. Another video I'm excited to do is a podcast with my friend Matt, who I'm living with and is the one commenting that he was watching from behind. So we did a video, a podcast, because we're in the same space, which is great. I don't have to go on Zoom and do it that way, because as much as I enjoy doing that, having an in-person chat is always nicer, and it just opens up possibilities with filming and getting better quality with audio and video. But we decided to go all out and do a 3-camera setup. I basically ripped off Chris Williamson, modern, what's it called? Modern Wisdom, and did like a straight on and then a couple of cameras, and it's going to be a pain to edit, but it just looks nicer and it sounds nicer. And we just chatted about street photography, about film versus digital, why Matt hasn't been shooting film anymore and has transitioned to just shooting digital, why he hasn't been shooting street as much, just some of those things and other bits and pieces. So that's going to be a nice little podcast type video that'll go up both on the channel and on the podcast, which is just under my name, under Hashim McAdam. If you go on Spotify or Podcast Addict, you just search for my name, you'll find it. And speaking of which, the last episode on the podcast was with this person, Josie on Film. Late to the party, but we're here. Thanks for joining, mate. Love your work. Thanks. G-Shocked. I assume you're a fan of G-Shock watches. Can I creepy my head into the live stream? Dude, you can come in. And the cats are going to follow him, I know it. Yeah, I want to do more podcast stuff. I like just sitting and chatting, and please do, Matt. Ringing the cats, yeah. Yeah, so that's probably going to come sooner than the the Sydney vlog because I already have everything I need for that. We just need to edit it together. What else? Meeting format street photography video. Mentioned that. Nikon FE long-term review. Does anyone want to see that? I got an F2 recently, but I still have the FE, and I've now been using it for like 8 to 10 years or something like that. My initial review for the FE was one of my earliest videos on the channel from 2016 or 17. So it's about time for like a long-term review, I think. Amazing camera, TLDR. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in that. I know it's kind of just a rehash, but you know, could be fun. Yo. Where is he? Wrong way. This is Matt, everyone. They're not going to hear you, so if you want to come and speak, come to the mic. What's up, bro?
Hey, guys.
How good was our little podcast?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I can't wait to get it out. And I was just saying how we ripped off Chris Williamson, basically, because I think everyone's going to notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my good friend Matt, who, if you guys have been long-term viewers of the channel, you probably remember his face from the early videos as well. The Hasselblad X-Pan. Were you actually in the video? Or you just let us borrow the camera?
No, I just let you guys borrow it.
Yeah. And you helped film the Melbourne vlog in 2016.
Oh, God.
You had longer hair and you were shooting your Fuji X-T1 probably at the time?
X-T2.
Yeah. You probably can't hear Matt. He might be a bit far from the mic, but yeah, he's gonna be back in some capacity, hopefully, in some more videos. Not only just the podcast, but yeah, it's been good. So another one, actually, while you're here, are you leaving?
Oh, no, I can.
Oh, cool.
I can stay.
Yeah, you can stay. I was gonna mention the anamorphic lens that I'll be putting up on the channel soon. Remember the one I was messing around with on the it's all right, doesn't matter. Yeah, is anyone interested in anamorphic lens content? I know that I get the whole thing about it's meant to be pushing film and all that, but I love cinematography and I've already started to do stuff on the channel such as the Thypox Samara C. But yeah, I was messing around with this Sure anamorphic Saturn 50mm lens, and we were doing a barbecue and getting some test footage, and it was heaps of fun, and I want to find some way to share that. If I could use it to shoot film, that would be great, but it's hard to find an EF mount or a compatible mount anamorphic lens. But yeah, people like podcasts, apparently, Matt.
Hell yeah.
Asela says, what up?
Sup, Sailor?
Did I put this on screen? Josie, give me some inspo and ideas for mine. Don't rip me off. You're always ripping me off. Matt had an X-Pan? Yeah, he sold it, the idiot.
Oh.
How much did you sell it for?
$2,000.
US or Australian?
Australian.
Do you guys know how much that is? That's about $1,200 US. Yeah, and it was a custom painted. What do you call that paint? The Fuji color. It was a Hasselblad, but it was in the Fuji titanium color. Yeah. Asela wants the anamorphic content. Yeah. So it's good to be back on the streams, and if you're still here, I guess I should keep things going and talk about the next video that I have coming up in the next 2 months, and that's going to be a chat with. Sorry. No, all good, man. Thanks for dropping in. Chat soon. Bye. Yeah, another video chat. It won't be in person. This is a photographer in Sydney that I've been meaning to chat to for a while. I'm a big fan of his, and I've met him in person while shooting street in Sydney, and his name is J Regular on YouTube. So if anyone's familiar, you'll know his channel. Check it out. So I'm going to do a long-awaited chat with him. He's in Vietnam at the moment, but we haven't been able to queue it up yet because I've had a list of people, including as far back as Josie, that I've been meaning to chat to. And with everything that's been happening, again, this is part of the reason why. I'm always ripping you off. Mate, I haven't even started yet. Challenge accepted. We'll see about that. Yeah, we'll see. So that's probably the next 2 months worth of videos or rough plan for videos that I have. Going forward though, actually one thing I didn't mention within the next 2 months, and I'm really excited about this. It was almost going to make it into the announcements, but I don't have enough detail yet or confirmation, is that I'll be hopefully entering my first exhibition Well, not really first. I've entered exhibitions where it's a group show and it's probably just a couple of images, or there was the Rosa exhibition, which is actually a projection. It wasn't a printed thing, but I'm entering my first substantial print exhibition, which is still a group one, but it's more than just one or two images. It's about nine, I think. They want 9 images that tell some kind of story, and it's going to be here in Melbourne at Docklands, which is at XYZ Gallery, XYZ Gallery, whatever. Which is where I did the Pentax interview with the management of Pentax. So I'm really excited about that. I can't believe I haven't exhibited any substantial amount of printed work yet. And it's just one of those things where I love printing, but I haven't really gone to the effort to look into something like that. And it's just about time. So I haven't completely finalized which images I'm going to choose, but what I'm leaning towards is I'm going to pick 9 shots or however many, I think it's either 6 or 9 shots that they want, printed roughly A4 from my Lebanon trip in 2022. And if any prints happen to sell, I want to donate any profits to some family I have over there who've been affected by all manner of things over this last year. Because the gallery, I think they take like 30%. The gallery takes about 30%, 70% if any prints sell. And then I want to donate a bunch of that. I have family there who are displaced from their home, and maybe even split that down to other charities to send it to Lebanon. So if you are in Melbourne and you want to keep tabs on that, I don't have the solid info yet because it's not completely confirmed on their side. I don't even know if I was meant to be talking about it, but just follow me on Instagram and I will make an announcement if and when that happens. But it's not too far away. I think it's going to be April or late March. So by the time I get back from Sydney, that'll be happening. And I'll try and do an appearance there, like not on opening night because I can't make the first opening night, but I'll have a night where I can show up. Anyone wants to come and say hi, check out the prints. There's going to be other great artists as well. It's not just me. There's some other better photographers too that you can come and check out. And then some of that work from Lebanon will be part of an upcoming zine and or book, which has a broader range of work from either the Mediterranean or just my black and white street photography book that I've been sitting on for a while. Again, hiatus, things that have been going on over the last 6 months, and I'm in this kind of limbo situation. It's just put a lot of things on hold. So apologies for anyone who was waiting for that. But I'm really excited about that. And what I'm also leading to with all that blabbering is that I'll be covering the experience of printing my first series for an exhibition with a vlog, of course, because it's something that I feel like a lot of people ask about, like, how do you get stuff printed? What's the ins and outs and what goes into it? And I know you can find better resources for that, but I want to present it from a more personal angle where I just talk about my experience. Where am I going to get them printed? What were the challenges? Did I go black and white, color? If so, what were the limitations of how the images translated to print versus how they look on screen? What film scans did I need? Getting the prints to the place, how they presented, lighting them, all that kind of stuff. And then just the experience of going to the show, checking out other people's work, and just what I mentioned about if I choose that selection, the ideas that I might have to make something more out of just, showing some photos, because that's what I would like to do. But yeah, that'll definitely be a video, and it would hopefully be in April. So if the exhibition, it might be late April even, or a little bit later, but it's just going to be part of my exposure to print series that I started last year. If you guys saw that, it's about encouraging printing and just the reality of photography being only complete when you print it. So from the exposure to the process of selection, editing and printing, and then putting it out in the world as a tangible photograph. And I want to do more stuff like that. All right. That's everything for probably the next 2 months. But let me know if you guys have suggestions, and I'll tell you about some of the more long-term ideas in the months following. Matt. Josie will be playing Marvel Rivals while having D&M conversations with the guests. Yeah, she'd do that. She's really good at Marvel Rivals. If anyone's not on the Pushing Film Discord server and you want to join, what are you waiting for? The link's in the description. Anthony, thanks for joining, man. When will they be on display? So you're visiting Melbourne, right? I think they'll be on display again. I'm waiting on final confirmation, but I think they're going to be on display from probably mid March, around the 11th or 12th, until like at least a month. So plenty of time. Yeah. So if you're here, definitely. I don't know if I messaged you about it or mentioned it, but I'm only just trying to find things out as we go, and I'll definitely make an announcement if I have some solid details. And I'll share the link from XYZ Gallery if they make a post. Should go to some drift events. Definitely want to go to drift events. Yeah, that going to that American car show really got me back in the mood of being around awesome cars, because it was such a great scene, really cool community vibe to it. Everyone was just there to have a good time and show off their car and chat to other people about something they're passionate about. It just reminds me of when I do the Pushing Film meetups, of, people chatting about their cameras and what film they're shooting. And if you know me, I had a bit of a phase, in the car world. It never made it into the channel, but when I was younger at university, I was really into the car scene and all that kind of stuff, going to cruises, and I still enjoy that. So, yeah, man, hopefully I'll see you there. We'll finally meet in person as well. All right, so going forward, I do want to do more portrait stuff on film. I feel like I've not done as much portrait work. It's not, to me, as, not that it's not fun, but I enjoy street photography and candid portraits a little bit more than the posed portraits. But I feel like it's good to go back to that just to exercise the eye and the technical skills in terms of lighting and shaping light and playing with artificial lights. And because I've been messing around with flash and, a lot of lighting gear lately and trying to learn more about lighting video, I've just had the itch to do more portraits or even still life or something, like that, using artificial lights on film, and just some of the wacky results you can get when you experiment with different things. And yeah, just to be able to shoot portraits a little bit more. So I'll try and integrate that into any videos, hopefully on the channel, if and when I do that. But because it's nothing solid yet, I've just put that in my little going forward section of my notes here. But yeah, using artificial lighting in general is another facet of photography that I want to explore a little bit more, integrate that into film as well, film and digital, but then do some content on it. So on that note, I'd like to do more cinema inspired content as well. I love cinema. I've mentioned this before. I've done podcasts about, or vlogs or live streams maybe, about movies that I like or movies about film photography, and try to tie it into the channel somehow like that. But I just love cinema. I love film, and movies are one of my main inspirations for my photography, and just some of the techniques that cinematographers use, and movies where almost every frame just looks like a great still, like No Country for Old Men, or Roger Deakins, great cinematographers and what they can do. I'm a big fan, Wim Wenders. If anyone hasn't seen Perfect Days, definitely watch it. But yeah, that vibe, so the way he shot that movie was just amazing, and it got me really inspired to dive a little bit deeper into cinematography, lighting, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I can bring that into the channel somehow. And let me know if you have suggestions as to how you would like to see that integrated. It's funny, we're talking about movies. Which Fast and Furious movie is your favorite? Probably Tokyo Drift, although it's really cheesy. They all are, right? And it's a hard choice between the original and Tokyo Drift, because I think the original is probably the better movie, narratively speaking, but then Tokyo Drift is cooler, and I love Japan, and I love drifting, and it's just, I like the characters in that too. Not the main American dude so much, but I like, some of the other characters and some of the humor, because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a bit silly, and it's like not as stupid as some of the later ones. So I would probably just say Tokyo Drift. Hugh, any contact sheet photo review live streams planned? Yes, thank you for remembering those, because I really enjoyed doing them, and I've been meaning to do them too. It's just that having not done live streams, they haven't really had the chance to make it in. But definitely on the cards. I have rolls of film where I looked at them and I thought, hey, this would make a good contact sheets live stream. Even back when I did the Pentax 17 video, I mentioned it at the end of that. If anyone wants to see a contact sheet live stream, on that roll, which was Delta 100, that could have made a good one, because the Pentax 17, get 76 plus shots. That would make a good one, and I enjoy doing them. So yeah, I definitely want to. I just can't really promise when. Josie, should book a studio, get some models and practice. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be really cool. Make content day. Yeah, you got to come down and find some time. Like, yeah, I know studios even that have invited me to come down and do stuff, but I couldn't make it. It's just always on the other side of town, and where I'm at now is pretty far. But I definitely, if we can plan something ahead, it'd be really good. I like little Bow Wow driving the Honda Jazz. That's so stupid, that character, but like, it's funny. Yeah, I haven't seen it in like probably 7 years or more. Maybe I need to rewatch it and revise my choice whether that's my favorite or not. Yeah. Yeah, bring the car. Yeah, that'll be cool. Driving over isn't too bad either. I considered driving to Sydney for this trip, but yeah, it's just easier to fly, and flights were pretty cheap. But anyway, speaking of collaborative content, that's the next thing I wrote down for stuff on the channel going forward. So I do want to do more collaborative content with local labs, dark rooms, even studios, because I've had like a studio reach out to me and say, hey, if you ever want to do something here or hold one of your meetups here. I haven't been there in person, but I saw the photos on his website. Beautiful studio space, really cool. Some vintage furniture and stuff in there, but I just haven't been able to go down again with everything going on. But maybe one of the future Melbourne meetups would be there if I can get back in touch with the studio owner and organize that. I've had a district darkroom reach out to me. I've got labs that I haven't caught up with for a while, like Open Lab. They've been going through a bit of a rough spot as well with their lease and having to change premises. But if you guys remember the Open Lab video I did, really cool concept, really cool space. Catching up with him, catching up with Gareth from Mr. Negative. Hopefully I'll do some content with him. We've already spoken about doing that, collaborating on some stuff, and just trying to get the word out about local institutions and in the film photography community. Very much like Silver Halide Studios during my Perth vlog, I just like to highlight people doing cool things in the film community, especially here in Australia. I think we're really lucky, not only Melbourne now, but I feel like it's Perth, it's Sydney, it's Brisbane. Yeah. So trying to do more of that, or continue the effort to do more collaborative work into 2025. Number 5, more on printing. I've kind of gone over that, and on making my next zine and book. So there's the exhibition, but I would like to, into the mid and end of 2025, talk more about making a zine, making a book, because I've done a video on my first zine, but then I want to upgrade my skills, make the next zine or two, and then make my black and white street photography book. So then I'll talk about that experience in some kind of content, just so that anyone who is in the same boat can learn a little bit, see what goes into it, and maybe pick something up. What else? An advanced tutorial on Sunny 16 metering if people want it, because I've had my tips video, my intermediate tutorial on Sunny 16 metering, which was quite popular. I didn't expect it to go off as much as it did, and I enjoyed making it. It's a lot of work, but luckily I think Pixpa sponsored that video, and I think I put something in the comments or said during the video if anyone wants to see an advanced tutorial on Sunny 16, because if you know me, I tend to not use a meter when I'm shooting film on the street with my Leica especially, and I just use Sunny 16 or just metering by eye. It's just what works for me. Even if I am using a meter, I don't always rely on it. I end up just kind of going with whatever, because I tend to shoot quick and reactive. But there were people who commented that they'd like to see an advanced one, because I don't know how much more advanced I can go without really diving deep, but then just maybe stepping it up a little notch from that enthusiast to intermediate one that I did. But yeah, that could be a good one that I think people are interested in. But if you're watching this later, let me know if you want to see it. And more. Yeah, so I won't really list other video ideas I have, because there's too many. But those are some of the main upcoming ideas for the channel that I have, beyond what I've already spoken about with community things, with the merch idea with Asela, with the workshops and whatever other incentives and meetups and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'll just maybe just go through a bit of the chat, and then we'll tie things up soon. Asela live stream. You're watching all Fast and Furious movies back to back. How many are there? 9, 10? I haven't watched like the last 4 probably. It just got a bit too silly for me, but I wouldn't mind. Can the GQ be the model? For anyone who's not familiar, a GQ is a model of Nissan Patrol. You guys need to qualify what you're talking about here. I enjoyed your video when you went to Perth, interview with Labbit. Yeah, so that's the kind of thing I want to try and do more of, is just highlighting cool people in the community who I enjoy what they do. Sunny 16 Community Challenge Photo Walk. What's the prize? What's the metric for the best? No. Yeah, a challenge in Sunny 16. So you're just like guessing the metering and see who gets it right. Maybe. Advanced video would be great. Yeah, cool. Your interviews are your strong point. It's nice to hear that, because it's funny. I didn't think that was my strong point. Maybe it wasn't initially, but it's something I've grown into more, because if you look back at my earlier videos on the channel, it was just early stages. It was me trying to learn how to make a decent video, get good audio, and wasn't able to extend myself enough to start talking to people as much or as well, maybe, or succinctly. And now that I can relax into the technical aspect and just growing as a person as well, I guess what this channel has afforded me, and the ability to network with people, to meet like-minded creatives, it's just opened my mind a lot more to the curiosity of what other people have to offer through their art, and even industry stuff, like doing that Pentax interview. That was awesome. Just being able to chat to, 2 heads of a company that I've admired for a long time. I think I said it in a different live stream, but it was almost like chatting to, Shigeru Miyamoto, the head of Nintendo, if I was a kid, and being able to do that. It was a really cool kind of fan moment to be able to do that. So a lot of the time I'm really, enthusiastic and willing to do more interview style content. It's just hard. And oftentimes I'll need help. Like with that video, if it wasn't for my friend Nick being able to film it, and having, Ilford and C.R. Kennedy set it up, and the team from Pentax Japan, and the cooperation of everyone who was on board, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So it just takes, a collaborative effort in general. But it's nice to hear that, man. I'm glad you like the interviews. I enjoy people. You don't want to reveal any more video ideas because Josie might steal them. Just take them, whatever. Y'all are acting like my own channel isn't going to be unique. No, it will be. We're just breaking each other's balls here. Anyway, this has been good. It's been nice to get back on the horse. And nothing went wrong so far. The camera didn't die because I'm using a different camera. This can actually track me. Watch this. If I tell it to do that. Well, anyway, I'm not going to move around the whole room, but yeah, it's a little PTZ camera, and I reviewed this on my personal channel. It's called the OBSBot, and it's really cool, and it's good for even if you want to shoot content where you're on your own and you want to put it down and walk around and, shoot stuff and have it on your car, for example. It's magnetic and it swivels around. It's called the OBSBot Tail Air. I'll write it in the chat. It's a bit pricey, but I got it for a review. So, yeah. But we can use it if you come and we do that vlog idea. It's not so great in low light. I have to crank up a bit of artificial lighting, but yeah. The problem with my Canon or whatever I was using before, even though it looks nice, so you get the creamy bokeh and whatever, I couldn't hard power it because it has some weird issue where I used a dummy battery and it bricked the entire camera once. So I have to rely on batteries and then they would die or the connection would drop out. Whereas this is designed for either streaming or like whatever. And it doesn't look as cool, but it works. And there's smaller versions of it. I just like this because it's actually decent. It has like a f1.8 lens, so it's not bad considering it has a tiny sensor. F1.8 means that the background is not blurred, but it's like not as harsh, and it's a bit less noise that you would get compared to a narrower aperture. I wish you'd sponsor me. I will, man. I'll sponsor you. Yeah, it's magnetic. Yeah, the base of it. I mean, I wouldn't put it sideways, but it's magnetic if you put it upright and it just won't tip over or slip. I mean, you could put it sideways, but I wouldn't advise it. When is the Hashem beard tutorial coming? Here it is. You let it grow. No, it's I don't know, beard stuff. It's a genetic thing. I think you either can grow a beard or you can't, for the most part. I don't really do all that much to groom it. I don't know. Beard content channel. Maybe I'll start that. There is actually a cool beard channel. Forgot what it's called. But I think I just tripped on it once and I was looking for like a new trimmer or something. It was really cool. The production quality that YouTube channels have these days is just crazy. And if anyone wants to know what my favorite YouTube channel is, it's a guy named James Hoffman, and it's about coffee. And his videos are some of the best videos you can watch on YouTube, not only for his personality, his love for coffee, but the production quality and the effort that he puts into some of his videos. His latest one, he did an opening skit that parodied the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia scene with Charlie Day going nuts with like a whole bunch of, cryptic stuff on a pinboard. And it was really good. And he's done some of the best videos. So yeah, if anyone wants to know who my favorite YouTuber is, that's usually my answer. It's James Hoffman. Anyway, guys, I think that's good for this stream. It was good to be back. Sorry if anything was a bit off today, if the audio was peaking. I think I'm seeing the levels go up a little bit higher, but I think I put a limiter on, so it shouldn't sound too bad. Let me know if there's anything else, any last comments, any requests that you'd like to see. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all your support. For anyone who did know what was going on during these last months and has expressed their support, either on that vlog, I appreciate it. But again, I'm fine. Such is life, as they say. And I'm still looking forward to what's yet to come and to just, moving on and to the unknown in a way. I kind of spoke a bit about that in my Perth vlog in the way I was just kind of out on the road a lot there and just had so much time to think and was just spending time with family, reconnecting with what's important, meeting up with some old friends that I hadn't seen in quite a while, and just kind of driving my dad's 4-wheel drive on these empty Perth, Western Australia roads and just kind of thinking about just the empty road ahead and like resetting in a way. So it was good. But I'm looking forward to meeting some of you guys. If you do want to come to either the meetup or the workshops or, the exhibition, if you're here in Melbourne, if you're traveling through during March, April, just follow me on Instagram on the Pushing Film account. And if you want, I have a personal account as well. They're all in the description. I'll add some links that I didn't get time to for the workshop, for the merch. Any support is appreciated. Thank you once more. And